Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shandell from Rowanna Digital Marketing, and today I'll be teaching you everything about creating an affiliate website. By the end of this video, you'll be able to start your own affiliate marketing business from scratch. So let's go over and let me show you how to do it. Okay, so the first step of starting our affiliate marketing business and website is we need to get a domain name and some hosting. So your domain name is what people would type in up the browser up the top here. So for example, here Panther's got www.panther.com.au. That would be their domain name. So that's what you're purchasing there. Hosting is the monthly fee that you would pay. So if you think of it in a phone, it's like having your Telstra, monthly charges. So what we do first, ignore this one up the top here, go to hosting, and it'll bring up all the different hostings they've got. They've got Mini, Advanced, Professional. Mini is very small, so I do suggest the advanced one. And if you're concerned about $11 a month, the longer you purchase it for, the cheaper it gets. So here I've gone on 3 years, and that brings the $11 down to $8.80 a month. If you're not sure what you require, you can scroll down a little bit further and it will have all the information that you require here to make a decision. Okay, so then what you do is just go buy now and pick the one you want, and it will take you over to this screen here. Now this is where you choose your domain name. So if you've got something in mind at the moment, you can just start typing in here. And then get them to check. If that name is available, they'll say, hey, congratulations, it's available. If not, what they'll do is they'll actually give you a list of suggestions, that are close-ish to it. What I do try and suggest is if you're playing in Australia, pick .com.au if possible. If you're in America, pick a .com. If you're in the UK, pick, UK. It just gives people an idea where you are, but it's not 100% necessary. It's just a preferred item. Okay, so if you've already got a domain name that you want to transfer, obviously you would just click whichever one of these is relevant for you. Okay, after that, we just go continue, and it'll ask you, when do you want to be billed? Monthly, semi-annually, like we looked at before, every 3 years. Do you want a dedicated IP address? Now, a dedicated IP address means that your website will always run faster, so I suggest yes, okay? Then obviously you just go down and you fill in all your details and then press continue. Whoops. Obviously didn't fill all the details in. So you just go through, obviously I can't fill this in for you. You just go through and register your details. Once you've filled in all your details and you've gone through the checkout, it'll take you back to your dashboard. Okay, so now after we've done that, what we need to do is we need to go set up WordPress in your newly created website platform. Okay, so let's go do that. Okay, so what it will do is it will bring you over to this page here. And what you need to do now is go over to the right hand column and go log into cPanel. So we click on that and we need to go all the way down to the bottom until we find the WordPress button here. Okay, now if your panel does not look like this one, it means that over here on the right hand side you've got themes. There's actually a couple of themes that Panther has. You actually might be on Jupiter. I'm on Paper Lantern, so you can either go back to here and change it over to Paper Lantern so you can follow me directly, or Jupiter is very similar. It just looks, you know, the fonts are different, stuff like that. But again, both places you should be able to find the WordPress icon down the bottom here. So we'll click on that, and that will download WordPress for you, and then you just have to press install now. Okay, you can change your site name here. So say I'm going to put what did I say, best holiday home accommodation in the Limestone Coast. Okay. Whoops, so here's my coast. Okay, admin username, so you need to put some details in there. Something like that. Change this email address to a current email address that you're using. You want to set the language for English, and then press install now. Okay, and then that will install WordPress to it. Go back to the site. That is your new WordPress site. It's pretty ugly, isn't it? But we can change that. So if I just go back up to here where I put in the title, what I typed in before, whatever you called your thing. I've got mine as affiliate blog here. I'll go to dashboard, and it brings me back to here. And this is where we're going to create our new affiliate website. But before we start, we need to just put some context in it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with a theme. All WordPress sites are based on a theme. So if you think of a theme as like a framework or a frame picture, and then we're actually going to build the picture in between. So let's go and find a theme. So I'm going to go to Appearance, go to Themes. Oops, sorry, Add New, and then Astra, and it will come up. Now Astra it'll normally be one of the first ones in the first page because it's such a popular builder. It's light, it's fast, it's very, very adaptable. Besides another one called Candace, I actually really like Astra. Now I've already installed this because it can take a little bit of time when I'm recording and trying to do things because of just the internet service that I've got out here. So all it would do is you would go like this one, install, but of course I want to install Astra, and then once that's installed it'll turn to activate. Okay, and then you click activate. So I've already got it here. So all I need to do now is we need to move on to, if you think of it this way, we've got our framework. Now we need to start infilling our tools, like getting our paintbrush and stuff like that. So that one comes down to plugins. So we need to install some plugins and add new again. Now there's a few plugins we need here. We need Elementor. Now Elementor does have a paid version as well. This is the free version we're going to use today, and I do highly recommend it. I use it on all my other websites, but I'm trying to keep this tutorial to a free version if I can. Okay, so install now. Then I'm going to grab Essential Add-ons for Elementor as well. Then I'm going to find, let's type it up here, exclusive. That's the one I need, exclusive add-ons for Elementor. And then I need HT. Mega. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build excuse me, I'm trying to build my things up on Elementor. If you had the paid version, what you need is the Elementor and Elementor Pro. You wouldn't need all these little add-ons that I'm popping in here. Okay. And then because we're going to put quite a few images on our site, we're going to put a plugin called Smush. So what this does is it actually just creates, or the pictures, it creates the pictures to load faster and not put so much weight on your website. Okay, so resmush. And then because we're going to worry about SEO, so we want Google to actually find us. So there's a couple of plugins we can use. We can use Yoast, which is quite a popular one up here, but I actually like one called Rank Math. Both are just as good, so don't get too hung up on that. Install now. And because if you have a look up here, you want, or Google demands that your websites are now secure, so you need this lock up the top called Simple SSL. Okay, which is this one here, really simple SSL, so I'll store that. Okay, so now I can go to install plugins, and I need to just click on here, go to bulk actions, so see how that ticked all of them, go to bulk actions, activate and apply. So that is when now we've installed these plugins, we've now activated them, so they're now working for us. Okay, make sure that's all happening before I go somewhere else. So the next thing we need to do is we need to go into the settings section down here, and then go to general. Now this is where we can change the title as well. So I can affiliate blog, and can you see how that's changing it up here? Okay, I might just put here best, what did I call this before, best holiday accommodation in Limestone Coast. Okay, now just make sure you're on the right English or whatever country you're from. But you know, if you're not from Australia, or I mean English, you don't have an English language, obviously the WordPress has got 101 of those. Make sure your time zone's correct. And the rest just really doesn't matter, and then save changes. Okay, in settings and permalinks. Permalinks is the main one. We need to make sure this is got a poster name. Okay, so this is ticked the post name. Sometimes it comes up here. Just make sure the post name is ticked. The reason why is because this is all this blah that comes at the end of your URL with your domain name, and if you pick the other ones, it ends up quite ugly and doesn't make your post look professional. So it's not critical, but it's just one of those tidying up things. Again, save changes. Next thing we need to do is we actually need to create some pages on our website, because otherwise we've got nothing. So we're going to go over to up here to pages, go to add new, and we're going to add 3 pages to start off with, just so you can got an idea of what they look like. So I'm going to go home page, and I'm going to publish. Okay, then I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to add another page, and I'm going to go to blog, and I'm going to publish, in back on the W again to take me back to my dashboard, and again add new and contact page. Now you don't generally have to have a contact page, but you might have something, you know, out there, but really just creating a base of a WordPress website. Again, publish. Then we go back to the dashboard again by clicking on the W, and we go back down to appearance and menu. So now we actually have to create the menu across the top of the page, and we need to create a menu. So I need you to put a title in here. I've just called mine primary menu. It doesn't really matter what you call it because that doesn't show up anywhere. It's really just so you know what you do. And then if you hadn't done this before, I was just messing around with it before. So this should say to you, create menu here. Okay, so press on create menu. Then go to view all and click the ones that we've just created. Don't worry about this bottom home one because that's one that WordPress actually creates before. So we just want the 3 that we've created. And then we add to menu. I'm just going to delete these because these are not what we want. And I'm going to save the menu. Because that one's just popped up with another home, I'm just going to go over to pages again and just see what they've given us. Oh no, home. That's okay. We've only got what we need. So I'll just go back to check my website at the moment. And this is what we've just created up here, the menus. Now, this is what a normal WordPress site would actually start looking like, and you definitely can build out a website like this, but we've added a Elementor plugin to this one because it just makes it so much easier and more versatile for a beginner. You don't have to do any, you know, code or anything like that, and you can just go ahead and build something pretty groovy. So I'm just going to go back to my dashboard again. And I haven't gone down to settings, and I haven't gone down into, I think it's read. Sorry, I just do these things out of the top of my head and without actually even thinking what they're called. Yep, here we go. So we need to change this. Now we've got the menu. You can't do this before the menu. You have to create your menu first and then come over to do this. We need to click this to static page. We need to set our home page, which is home, and we need to set our post page, which is blog, and then save changes. Okay, so what I'll do now, we're about to start building out our website. We've created we've created the website, now we have to build it out with information. So I'll just quickly show you a website that I find is a really nice looking affiliate blog website. It's nice and clean. And that's Will Along Co UK. And you can see here, this is their home page, and this is the very first page that we're going to build today. So you've got a nice little information piece at the top. Then you've got a link to all their blogs, a little bit about ours, you know, a bit more of a hint to go over and have a look at all the stuff that he's got over there. Again, more links to the blogs, again, more links, and an affiliate disclosure, which we need to do if you're going to have an affiliate website. Okay, so let's go back and start building this very first part here, this very first section. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go to our home page because that's the page we're actually building. So I'm going to click on Edit with Elementor. If you don't have Edit with Elementor there, just press Home. And you either have it come up here or you have it come up at the top there. So let's press Edit with Elementor. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to go recreate our first page, or create our home page. So let's just go across and have a look at what he has done. And now I don't suggest you copy exactly someone else's blog like we are, but this just gives you an indication of how you would use WordPress and Elementor to actually build something out. So let's go over and just have a quick look. Okay, so he's got his header, which we've already got. We've got our menu, which we've already built. Now we're looking at creating this very first section. And as you can see, he's got two sections, an image and writing. So he's got a heading or a title, a text block, and a button. So let's go over and build that in our site. Okay, so to do that, we need to click on this red button here. We need to tell it we want two sections. And there you go. See how it's given us two sections. Okay, so can you remember what we needed? We needed a title. So let's go up to the 9 dots, grab a heading, 9 dots again, text editor, the 9 dots again, and grab our button. Okay, so I'm just dragging these. I'm grabbing these widgets and dragging them into place. When the blue line comes up, it will click in. Okay, now I get my image for the other side. See how the blue line comes up? Now I can release with my mouse. Here we go. So we've done the top heading. I might just put a spacer in the top here. We go right to the top. Just so that we have a little bit of room. There we go. Because if we go back over to his, can you see how there's a little bit of a gap here? It's not squashed up against the top. Okay. There we go. So we'll just quickly go get an image, and how I do that is click onto the image. Just if I hover under here, see how it comes up as choose image. I can either go to upload files and go select one from my computer, or if I'm pre-organized, I can go to my media library and grab an image from there. So I just click on it and then insert media over here. There we go. So obviously then I'd fill in my heading, I would fill in, you know, my blur that I want to use, and I would, you know, change the title on my button. Okay, so let's just see what he's got. Read buyer's guide. So let's put that in there. Okay, now if I want to put a link to another page, in which we would need to, because this is a button and it's indicating that it's leading you off to another page, I would put the URL in here. Or if this was going off to your affiliate site, so let's say Amazon, you would put your affiliate link in here as well. Okay, so you can change the size of it here. You can move it into the center or to the left and right. You can change the color by going to style, down to button color. Okay. I can either choose my own color, or I can pick a color that the theme has already chosen for me. If I want to change the style of the writing, I go to typography. I can again pick one that the theme's already chosen for me, or I can choose one of my own. Okay, I can change the size. I can change the weight of the writing, so I can make it bold. I can transform it into uppercase, lowercase. I can put it italic. I can, underline it or overline it, or put a stroke through it. I can change the line height, the letter spacing, or the word spacing. Now you can do that with most blocks, so I can do the same here in my heading. Go to Style, change the color, change the typography, change the text stroke, and put a shadow in behind if I want to. Okay, or if I can go to Advanced, this is your margins and your padding. So if you automatically go into one of these and I click on it, it'll actually automatically do all sides at once. But if I click on the link button here, what that does is it allows me to do these individually. Okay, and that works the same as in the margin too. If you go down a little bit further, you can adjust your background. I can either put a picture in or I can put a color in my background. So for example, like that. Okay, but I don't want that, so I'm just going to change that back to white. There we go. And you can do exactly the same thing with your text here. So you fill in what you want over this side and it'll all come up over here. Again, Style, Advanced will give you those things. I'll just show you one more in the content box. Is I can actually add an image in here as well. So although I've got my image boxes over here, I can actually add an image in here just by going to Add Media, grab an image, and it will come in here as well. Now they're a little bit harder to adjust in here, so I do like to put it in its own little image box, but if you need to do that, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so that's block one done. So let's go over and see what else he's got. Okay, in his next block, he's got a title, or a heading I should say, and he's got a post stack. Okay, so let's go over and do that for us. So we need to press the red button. We need one section, and we might actually start off with putting a spacer in. Then we'll go back and get our heading. Then we'll go back and I might just put another spacer in again. And I'll go and get the post grid. Okay. So what happens with the post grids, any of the blogs that you've already created, it'll automatically pop up in here. Okay, so see, this is the one that I made previously, just so I can have something to pop up. But I'm going to recreate this again for us on a different page so you can see exactly how to put it together. Okay, so then all I'd have to do is the same as I've done here, change my heading, blah, 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 change the color, if there's any padding I'd like to do, and put any links in if I'd like this to be linked. So it's not just buttons that you can link, you can actually also link underneath text. Okay. Center, justified. Okay, so what else has he got? So his next section, so the more blogs you come up, the more blogs will pop up, or the more blogs you make, the more blogs will pop up. So he's got quite a few here, plus he's got another button here, and then he's got an about section. So let's go back and do that. So at the bottom here, I'm just going to pop in a button. Okay, just going to center that, might make it a little bit larger, and I'll just change the color. There we go. Then our next section was an About Us section. So that again was press the red button, press one section. We've got a section. I'm going to put a spacer in there. And let's go have a look. He just had a heading and a text block. So let's go get those. So heading and a text block. Beautiful. Now, as you can see, he's actually got a link here, and how you actually create that one is we just type it over here in this box on the left hand side. Oops, I'll just go link here. So you just highlight that, and then you go to this link button here, click on that, and you put your URL where you want it to link to in here, and then you press the apply button, and then that'll become a link. Okay, you'll be able to click onto that and it will take you off to wherever you want it to go. Okay, so essentially we're almost done on page 1. Okay, so the next block he's got here, he's got an image with writing over the top and a button. So heading, a text box and a button and an image in the background. So let's go over and create that. Okay, so again, it was red button, press 1 because it's only one border. I'm going to put a spacer in. I'm going to put a heading in. I'm going to put a text box in. And I'm going to put my button in. Okay, and I'm just going to put one more spacer down the bottom just to make it look a little bit better. Okay, now so we're going to go and try and put that image in the background. Now this isn't getting an image block. This is actually putting an image in our whole section. Okay, so what we do there is we go to these 6 dots here where it says edit section. I click on that. Then I would go over to style and I would go to background. I would go into classic and then I would choose an image here. Again, you can upload an image from your own computer if you like, or if you're pre-prepared, you can grab an image from here. And then insert media. Okay. So what I would do with this one, just to make it look a little bit better, is I would just add another spacer, or I could extend this spacer. So these spacers can go as big as you want, just so we can get all the kitchen in. Okay. If you want, you can do this with the columns as well. So this was the section that I put an image in. Let's go back into that and I'll delete that image, and I can show you can do it again in columns as well. So if I go to columns in the corner here, click on that, style, background, classic, choose image, pick my picture, insert media, and there it comes up like that. Now just to make it look like his, see how he's centered all this? So let's go back and have a look at that. So I'm just going to center that, style, center that. Might actually make this color a little bit darker so that we can see it on this background. Here we go. And our button, I've just clicked on that and I'm going to pop that all the way over the other side. What I can do is, if I don't like this button squashed up against this wall here, there's a couple of things I can do. I can go over to advanced and I could grab width and I can go custom width. Okay, so now I can actually move this to wherever I want it. Say there. I could go back to style and I'm just going to change the color to match all the other ones, and I'm going to change the style, the size, sorry, which is in content, to make it a little bit larger. Okay, now I know there's a few questions that people are asking with, can I make this image lighter so it doesn't actually, be so I can see the writing a bit more? We can do that. Columns, let's edit column here, and we go to style, We've got background, that's where we put the image before. But if we actually go down a little bit further, you'll see background overlay. So if I click on that, I can go to background type here. Okay, click on classic again, and I can go to occupancy and just slide that up and down. Okay, if that doesn't give you what you want, you can actually go to the colors up here. You can put a white over the top of it. So I might choose one from here actually. White over the top of it, and then change your occupancy again. So it just creates a little bit of a blurry effect. Okay. So that is the next section that is done there. So let's go over and have a look what he's done now. So now he's got 3 blocks. So let's go back and create that. So again, the red dot, 3 blocks this time. And he had a heading. And he had a text box. Okay. I might actually just put another section in here so I can put a bit of a space, because see how that looks a bit squished. So what I could do is I could actually put a spacer at the top of each one of these, but the quickest way to do this would be to go to edit section, which is your 6 dots, right click on that, duplicate it, delete this, and then delete one of the sections. And then I've just got one space, and then I can put my spacer in there. Okay, with this one I actually want 3 across here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go to this column corner here. I'm going to right click on my mouse and I'm going to go duplicate. I'm going to do that again, duplicate. Okay, just delete these ones because I don't need them now. And then I've got the 3 exactly the same, and I can start, filling them in. Okay, so let's have a look at the next section he's got. Okay, so now it comes down to the footer. Now the footer is built by your theme, so we cannot edit that in Elementor unless you have the Elementor Pro. Because we're not working with Elementor Pro, we are going to use the theme to create our footer. So how you do that is we'll just go over and have a look what they have given us already. So I'm just going to go to update and just move that down so we can see a bit more. And then I'm going to go to preview changes. And that'll bring us to our page that we've developed, okay? So it's looking not so exciting right now, but we've got the core value. So you can see down here, it's already given you the copyright. Okay, now we can't build our footer out in Elementor because we don't have Elementor Pro, but ours would have automatically been built in with our theme. So let's go have a look, see what our theme has given us. So I'm just going to update so we don't lose anything, and then I'm going to go into this little eye here that says preview changes, and that'll open up on a new page what our website's looking like right now. It's a bit bland and boring because I haven't filled in all the writing or, styled the titles or anything like that. And we've only got one little blog on our post. So, but as you keep going, this will look better. The more you fill in the detail, this will look a lot, a lot better. So to change our footer, first of all, let's just look what they've given us. They've given us copyright 2022 affiliate blog powered by Astra. Okay, so to adjust that or to change that, we need to go to Customize up the top here. We need to go down until it says Footer Builder. And now we have to create a widget. So we just click into where we want it. So we can delete these widgets if you want, but we'll just click into that square and you need to put a widget in. So just click on one of those. Then we just go down to this little block here that says Design. And you center or left and right it here. So I'm just going to quickly center it. Then I'm going to go back and go to General, which is the little like cog thing here. And as you saw on the left hand side, we have now builder blocks coming up. So we're going to add a block. So click on this square. And then I'm going to just pick, do I want it in a heading? Do I want an image there? Do I want to list a quote? There's quite a few choices you can choose, but I'm going to just pick a paragraph one for today. And then I just type whatever I want in here. So this is an example for the footer. Okay, and then publish. Then I just go back to the cross. Click on that. That'll take us back to our blog. And let's just go down and have a look where it's come up. Can you see that? This is an example for the footer. So you've just created your footer there. So that looks like our home page complete, besides a few tweaks. Okay, so let's go back and we're going to go back again to our 3 lines because we want to go back to the dashboard. So then we're going to go to Exit to Dashboard. Then we need to go up to the top here to the W, click on that, and that'll take you back to your dashboard. So what we need to do, what we want to do now is we actually want to create our actual blog page where our blogs are, and they're called a post page. So now we've made a page, we need to create a post page. So we need to go up here and go into add new, so posts, add new. And this is where we'll actually start creating a post. So let's go over and have a look at what posts he's got. Let's just click randomly on any of these. Okay, and let's see what his post page looks like. Okay, so he just has an image, a title, an alert, a text block, another header, a data table, header, text box. It's pretty simple. And then he repeats that information 3 times. So basically what he's doing, 6 times, is he'll give it in a short format here, and then he explains it in full down here. Because some people just want to see the facts. Some people want to read it all in writing. It serves 2 purposes. It serves as a different type of person. Okay, he's got AdSense in here, creating him money. So this is ads. So if I click onto this, he would get paid. He has down the side here links to Amazon. So obviously he's an Amazon affiliate. Here again, he's got links to, let's have a link on here. Again, Amazon, so that's linking in back to Amazon. So if we purchase something there, he would have got, a commission. So anyway, let's go back and rebuild this out. I'll just get rid of that because we don't need that anymore. Go back to our posts. We're just going to put a title in here of, say, station in the, oops. There we go, that'll do. Let's get rid of that. Okay, now the very first picture that you had at the top there, you have to put in here. Okay, I'll just go through this just to actually show you how to use the side block here. Okay, so first of all, if you want to create this as public, you want this out there in the public to see, you obviously leave it on public. If you don't, you can actually put that to private. You just click on it. See, public, private, password protected. Okay, but we're going to leave it public. And do we want to publish it immediately, or do we want to put a date and a time on it? Okay, I'm just going to leave it immediately. Now this post format, is it standard? Is it audio, gallery, image, link, quote? Just going to leave it at standard. Do we want to stick to the top of the blog? Pending review. So we're going to leave that. The author is admin unless you want to change that. Okay. Now just going down. So really, most of the time you leave all that the same, unless you want to, hold it off or something like that. So the template, if we want it to stay, whoops, I'll just go back to this template here, which has got other blogs down the side, we would leave it as default template because that's what Astra gives you. If we wanted to change to Elementor, we would go to Elementor Canvas, which makes the page a little bit narrower, but no sideband on the side, or Elementor Full Width, which again has got no sidebar down the side. Okay, so today we're just going to leave it on the default template because I'm copying exactly what he's got. We can make categories. So say we want them to go, in say a wheelbarrow category or the sack truck category, we create that here. So I'm just going to create a category for this one. So I'm going to go add new category. I'm going to go United States, because I might now do a load more blogs wrapped around states within the United States, for example. Okay, and I'm just going to add new category. Whoops, I didn't name that properly, did I? See how I did that? And then I just make sure that it's ticked. Okay. I can make as many of those as I like. I can tag them. Generally that's good for things like a clothes, if you've got a clothes e-commerce store or something like that. This is the main thing I wanted to show you, is down here setting this image. So this image will go on your home page, and it will go the very first image you see in your blog. Okay, so let's put one of those in there. And this time we might use, we use this castle. There we go. Now I can put an excerpt in here. I can allow comments and allow pingbacks. So allow comments, what the theme will do for me is it leave a comment box in the bottom that people can comment in, and there's an area over in your dashboard that'll actually, those comments will show up in and you can answer or reply them. If you don't want that, just untick that. Now allow pingbacks and trackable backs. So that helps you in SEO. So I do suggest to tick that, but I won't go into the full detail now. So then all I have to do is go over here and go publish, publish. So it's published twice. And then we can start building it out by going to edit with Elementor at the top here. Okay, and see how that image comes to the top. Beautiful. So now let's just go over and see what he's done. Okay, so the first thing he's got is a header, an alert, and a text block. Okay, so let's go build that. So again, the red dot, one button, we'll go the 9 dots, header, 9 dots, text box, whoops, text box. I think he had another header, didn't he? Header, 9 dots again, text box. Okay, and alert. There we go. Now the next block he had was another header. So let's open that one up. One again. He had a header. Then he had a data table. I'm just going to quickly grab a spacer though first. Now you can create these spaces with messing around in advance and going to your padding and do it that way, but I just find the spaces are a little bit quicker. Okay, so again I'm going to go the 9 dots and I'm going to go get a data table. Okay, so he just fills in the data in this. So we've got a header. Oops, sorry, go back. I'll just show you. This one comes with layouts too. So we can go layout 1, layout 2, or layout 3. Let's just use layout 2 today. And then you go to table header, where you can just name your titles. So I'm just going to change this one instead of number. I'm going to go image. I'm going to go sleeps. I go pets allow, and maybe in this one I might put pool. Okay, because I'm talking accommodation. If you would like to add more, so say 4 columns is not enough for you, you just go down the bottom here and click on the add item. Now the next thing I need to fill in is these content ones. So if we just scroll down a little bit, we have table content. So you click on that. And then you have a row. So you need to allow rows. So if I click on a few of these, I'm just going to create, say, 3 rows. And I would have to move them down to the bottom. There we go. And you'll see this come up a little bit more in a minute. So I'm just going to press this little square here, which will duplicate them. Okay, and I'm making more columns now. So I need to put them in the space that I want them to. So we've got 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. So row 1, 2, 3, 4. Just going to move that down there. So I need 4 of these in each one. So that's 4, and then 3 more here. And that gives me my three rows and 3 columns. Why I wanted to show you quickly that is, as you can see, automatically the second row comes up in a slightly different color just to make the reading a little bit easier for people. But if you didn't want that, that is changeable. Okay, and that is over in style. Okay, got your header. You can change the color, you can change the background type, you can change the font or the typography. You can give it a border or not, or you can center or justify or left and right. If you go to the table body, you can do the same thing, background color odd. This is where you would change this. So say for example, the background color in the first one at the moment is white, the background color in the odd one is gray, and the text color is obviously 1. So I'll just quickly show you. See what I mean there? Okay. I'll just change that back to white. There we go. So you can do your padding as well. So if you want to change your padding on these, you can change the total look for them. Okay. Advanced, again, padding and margin, width. You can go motions. You can go motions. So you can fade it in, fade it out, and all the rest of it. But I wouldn't worry about that for here. You can go put a border. You can go background in it. You can mask it, but you know, again, they're really not relevant in this area. Okay, so let's just go back to content because I want to actually show you how to change these. So we're going to go the table of content here. And we're looking at the first row in the first column. Okay, so what I need to do now is I'm going to start filling in these rows for you just to show you how to do that. So the very first one I've got is image. So I want to change this one in the first row in the first column. So I go to table of contents and I go in the first row, first column. Now I need to make sure this is image because I want an image in here. So this data type, the text icon or image. So I'm going to choose image. I'm going to choose my image. And that'll go in there. Okay. So moving down on here or across on the form, column 2, which is this one. In my cell content, I can just type in here, so sleep, say 6. And go down to this next one, column. What have we got? Pets allowed, so we'll just cell content again. Yes, and I'm making sure these are staying on text if I'm just going to put text in here. Oops, I've gone too far down. There we go, text. So yes. Let's put dogs in there just so it's clear. And then we've filled in the top row. Okay, and I could just keep doing that down further. Okay, so again, row, next column, change this one to image, put an image in there. Should I just do that? And go down to the next column, keep that in text and change your writing. So this one might sleep 7 this time. The next one, make sure it's on text, change this so pets allowed, so I've got cat. Oops. Just so you can see the difference. And again, the next one, so we're going down one more, make sure it's on text, change this, has this got a pull, so we'll go no, this has no pull. So we're now going to move on to the next row and then down into the first column, change that to an image up here. Okay, grab your image that you wanted, put that in, go down to your next column, make sure it's still on text because we want to put text in this time, and this one might only sleep 4, say. In the next column, just pets allowed, just leave it on text, we'll say no, and then the very last column, we're going to leave it on text and say that there is a pool in this one. Okay. So can you see how we're building out our table of content like he is? Okay. So we can adjust all these like I showed you over in style with our paddings, with our header and our body. So if I just clear all them out. That gives that a little bit more room. I can make that centered. It looks a little bit better. But if I took the time to fiddle around, I would be able to make that a little bit tidier. But we won't bother with that one today because we want to keep going. So what's the next thing he's got again? He's got a title, a text block, a title, a text block. Okay, so let's go do that. So here, 1 spacing, 9 dots, a heading. I might put a spacer in there too. A text block, a heading, and a text block. Okay, let's just double check our work. Yep, that's all he's got. Okay, with this one here, I'll just pop it in here for a minute. I'll show you. You can actually put, you know, highlight or make these a little bit bigger here. So he's bolded it and he's changed it to a 4 heading. So there it's a paragraph, there it's a number 4 heading. Okay, so if you can see that, see how it's come up here. Okay, so what's in his next step? Okay, he's got a button obviously to link it over to Amazon. So let's go get some buttons. And a button. Okay, I'm going to make that button a little bit larger. I'm going to change the color. And yeah, I might go back and make it in the center. There we go. So basically that's that block he's got here. This image he has put in by putting it in the contents. So we actually go back to content. Here, he's gone to add media. He's grabbed an image, inserted it, and it's come up in here. If you click on the image, you can see you can actually change the alignment on it. And that's what he's done there. You can also change the size by dragging it like that as well. Okay, so that's how he has put that image in there. It's going back to ours. Now, if you notice on his, he's got, first of all, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. So he would have 5 of these blocks down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's got a little bit more information as well. But just let's make out these 5 for a start. Show you the quickest and easiest way to do that. And that is to do exactly what we've done. Just grab the pieces and then go up to the 9 dots up the top here, right click and duplicate it. Okay, we're going to duplicate that however many times as you need of items you have. So we've got 3. So I've just duplicated that 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. So I've now got the base format. All I have to do is fill in the details. It just saves you a load more time. Going back to see what he's got. So he's got his 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, here we go. What's he got now? Will you be climbing? Okay, so he's asking questions to help you clarify or help you make a decision. It's a very smart thing to do. So, will you be climbing stairs? So, you know, this is the one that would be better for that. How heavy are the items you're regularly moving? This might be the one for that. How much floor protection do you need? So, you know, maybe you need something with softer wheels. And a checklist. So when researching the SAC barrows, you'll be able to discover their weight, flexibility, wheel type and maximum load, and then a final word. So this is done really well because he is answering people's questions in their heads or making them look at problems that they might run into before they do. And then making sure, going over again the things that he's covered, and then obviously did a final word. And then again we have the AdSense and we have a comment box. Okay, and again down the bottom he's got his 3 link boxes. So let's go back and just outline these. I'm not going to type them out completely, but I'm just going to outline them. So he's got a heading, he's got a text box, a heading, 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 a checkbox, a heading, text boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we just have to make another one. It's one of, we started off with a spacer, then we'll go a heading, a text box. He had 6 of those, so I'm going to click or duplicate them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we've built that out. We just need to think about the questions that you know, or the problems that these people need to consider when they're choosing accommodation. Like for example, you know, does it have wheelchair, chair, whoops, access, wheelchair access, for example. You know, does it have a cot or a high chair? You know, little things that might be relevant. You know, does it have a dog run? You know, little things that are relevant to them in their questions. So they might, for example, in our case, hire some accommodation, get there, and there's no high chair, there's nowhere to put the baby, there's nowhere to change the nappy, or for example, they might get there with their dog and there's nowhere to let it outside for a wee or something like that, or for a run. And they want to go out for the day and not take their dog, like they may want to go out for dinner, and there's nowhere to leave the dog, only inside, which is, you know, not always adequate. So, you know, maybe cover these questions to help them assess what they're going to do. Now again, our theme automatically brings us up our comment box. Then, because we've filled that in, if you go back, we've actually done everything that he's got. Okay, so obviously we fill those in, he's answered the questions. This down the bottom is an AdSense, so he'll be getting money from Google AdSense if I click on there. We filled that in. This will automatically infill down the side here when we've got blogs. See, the blogs are starting to come up now. We can change these archives. That's in our customize, when we went to the customize again, where I showed you where we did our footer. So you can adjust all that in there. We've got an alert, so that is, you know, this is an affiliate site, I'm going to make money if you click on any of these. We have, we didn't put, yes we do, a button in here so that we can put our affiliate link in here. So if they click on it and go across and purchase, you get paid. And then all we have to do is go update. Okay, so I'm just going to take us back to our page and have a look what it's like. Okay, so that's looking pretty good so far. Obviously we have to change some titles. you know, put some pictures, put some information in, and fill it out to whatever theme that you're doing. But now you've actually got quite a good base structure to work from. Now you don't have to copy, or I don't suggest you to copy exactly on other blogs like I've just done, but it gives you a good framework. If you have a look at some other people's work, it gives you an idea of what you can do, and then you can tweak it to however look you want, or what your theme, what widgets your theme is offering you. So let's just go back to home page. I just want to show you, see how this second post has now come in? Okay. Now, if you're asking, my pictures are looking messy here. Now, when you actually put these pictures in, do make sure that they are, a nice size and aligned, that, when they do come here, that they're going to end up all the same size. Where, see how I've got an oblong one there and a square one there. So obviously these boxes then are going to end up all over the shot. So it really does pay with your images to maybe take them over to Canva or a Photoshop or something like that, and really work your photos before you bring them into your website, because good quality, well presented photos make a big deal. Okay, so I hope you really enjoyed putting yourself together an affiliate website today. If there's any questions, do leave it in the comments below. I'm going to link absolutely everything I've done down below as well, plus more information. So go have a look what's down there. And thank you very much for your time today. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.